Hey YouTube, Fat Man's here. Alright, I haven't been fishing in a few years. Been working more than I wanted to and haven't even bothered getting a fishing license for a couple of years. Sold my boat and everything. Got my fishing license, my small game license. I'm gonna go fishing. These things have been sitting around for about 3 years and need to be cleaned, so that's my next task. I'm gonna do probably some close-ups on some of them and some cleaning videos, so we'll see how that goes over. I'll be back with you in a while. Bye. Hey guys, Fat Man's back. I thought of all the fishing poles that I own, which is a few. This one would be probably, I don't know how to say it, one of my favorites. Of all the things my dad ever did for me, one of them was he bought me a fishing pole and I lost it many years ago, but this is what it was. It was a Zebco 202. It was the first fishing pole I ever had that was given to me. I was about 6 years old. And recently I found this one at a garage sale. Now the 202 came in a few different variations, kind of designated by the color of the reel. The black one, as far as I know, is the first one that was made. So, it's nothing special. The rod itself are these, I don't know if you can get this to show. Probably not, because this thing don't autofocus. But it's just a spiral wound guide. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. The rod is 5 feet long. Nothing spectacular. The reel is just a closed-faced, I don't know what they call it, spin cast reel or something. I don't know. I've upgraded years ago to open-face spinning reels. I never looked back. So I'm going to pull the reel off of this and going to get it cleaned up. I'm probably going to this is going to wind up sitting on a shelf. Probably, I don't know, maybe even up on my gun rack. I also have this one, which is a little Zebco Model 77. And I've cleaned this one up. These are actually, the guides are actually thread wound guides. So this is a little bit newer than the 202. And this one also I found at the same garage sale. And for an idea how small it is, it's, you know, in my hand. And this is 4 foot long, 4.5 feet maybe. And this is the first pole that I bought for myself when I was probably 9 years old, maybe. I bought it for myself. So this one also went with the same deal. It got lost. I actually lost mine in a lake. These are kind of cool. You grab your trigger here, fold it apart so you get your trigger dangling, and it comes apart. There's your handle. Here's the rest of your reel. So it's all kind of, it's an all-in-one design. I don't think they made it too terribly long, but it was a heck of a lot of fun. And it was what I guess I would call that my first ultralight. So here's that one. I now have a Quantum extra light, and that's what I use now. It falls into the microlight category. And the rod is 5 foot long. And I usually run about a 4-pound test on there. I'm going to take the reel off of my 202, clean it up, And I may even take this out and go fishing with it, just for fun. My wife and I are going to go this week and have a little fun. So I'll be back. Right. Got the reel off. Just going to start taking it apart. So just there's a little bit of, here's your little bit of history. I always like to look up some stuff and just kind of learn some things along the way. These are really simple to disassemble. There really is not much to them. You have your housing as two pieces, your push button is in there, and it just kind of just pops in. I think you got to get it to the right position to pop it out. Come on. There we go. So that, I mean, these things come apart so easily. Sorry about that. Just back over here just a little bit. I don't like my the places that I have to do things. So we just have a nut here on the front of the bail, as they call it. Take that off. So here's your little history. I've done these, so many of these reels, I can pretty much take them apart and put them back together almost in my sleep. Here's your spool. Oh, still some old line on there. That slides over. And the spindle comes out. The gear drive comes out. And you're left with this hunk. And there really isn't, this doesn't come apart any further than this. Most of these are peened, so you can't take them out. If you take them out, you're not putting them back in. So it's pretty much as far down as it can go. And this is in really, really decent shape. You can tell that the grease is old because it's really sticky. So I'm going to clean all the grease out of it and I'll re-grease everything. But a little history on Zebco. 1949. Can't remember the fellow's name now. Decided that some changes needed to be made in the fishing world. And saw how the string was pulled out of a can at his butcher's shop as he was getting some meat. Decided he could do something for a fishing reel that way. Brought his prototype to the 0 Hour Bomb Company that made electronic timers for bombs back in the 40s. So in 1949, after agreeing to make it, the first 25 Zebco standards came out. They were they were just a basic, very basic reel. And yes, I use hoppies to clean my reels. So the first actual Zebco 202 came out in 1961. And this one's probably pretty close to that age. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for anything. I liked mine so much that when I got enough money, my uncle, who played a large part in my life after my dad was kind of gone from it, I bought him one so that he could go fishing. He was an avid backpacker, and it made a pretty good backpacking pole for him to take out. He and his dog would go out and go hiking in the mountains of California, and he'd be gone for days at a time, and that's how he fed himself, was fishing with the Zebco 202 that I worked so hard to purchase for him, which made me feel pretty darn good. So there's your little bit of history on the Zebco 202. There were 62, I think, million of them sold. I don't know. It's so hard to remember some of this stuff, and my numbers are probably not exact, but it has been a while. So that's kind of a little bit there, a little bit of history. So I've been using this rag now for cleaning. I think I got 4 or 5 of my rods clean now, after not, using them for years. One of the things that you do, kind of the way these work, is this plastic part right here. When you push the button, it pushes, this part gets pushed out from the rest of the reel, so it gets pushed out, allowing the line to spool off freely. When you push it all the way in, it pushes this plastic part up against inside the cone here, and that's how it holds the line in place while you cast. When you let off the button, it retracts just enough to let the line slide out past it. So when you're casting, this part will sit, I don't know how well you can see it, beyond the spool. When you start reeling, it goes in like that. It'll go in and you start reeling it, and it just winds the line back on the spool. It does require some tension on the line, so it's kind of cool the way they work. It's not the most efficient design, of course, but they're pretty cool. And maybe if I get the chance to do some video when I go out fishing with it, I'll do that. And hopefully I'll be catching fish that day. Big or small, we'll catch them all. Like I said, it's been a while. And one of my clients that I work with likes to fish, so hopefully we can get out. While I can't film him, I can film me. And I know that he likes to fish, and if it was up to him, he'd let me film him any day of the week. So, but we may do that on Tuesday. But Wednesday, I'm taking the day off, and I'm going fishing with my wife, and that'll be fun. So, I'll get this all cleaned up. I suppose real quick, if you look at the pole itself, it's a one piece, but it's kind of dingy. And being just solid fiberglass, you can take just a regular piece of steel wool and rub a bit. I don't know how well you can tell on the camera here. And it's not great, but it has taken off a bit of the dinginess. So it looks a little bit better. But hey, what do you expect? That thing's probably close to my age, and it's just going to be a blast to fish with. So once I got to get the rest of these rods cleaned, when we get to fishing, I'll make some more video. For now, everybody stay safe, and God bless.